One. And now, if you asked me what my favorite superhero is of all time, I would without a doubt say Batman. I have always loved Batman ever since I was a little kid, and along with Spider-Man, he has always been someone I love seeing in movies or TV shows or video games. I love Batman. Now today I want to talk about probably the most underrated and my most controversial version of Batman, and that is Zack Snyder's and Ben Affleck's version of Batman in Batman vs Superman. Now, I personally really like this version of Batman, and in my opinion, I honestly would say that this is one of the best versions of Batman behind the Batman animated series version. Now, I know I have already pissed off many Batfleck haters, however, let me explain. I honestly think Ben Affleck really brings something to both Bruce Wayne and Batman that I don't think any other version of them has really brought, and it's the fact that Bruce Wayne is a very damaged man, and like he's a very damaged guy. We really see how after years of fighting crime, how little faith Bruce Wayne actually has anymore, and this actually causes issues and like arguments against Alfred, especially when it comes to Superman. Also, we see how much more brutal this version of Batman is, and not really caring anymore about what he does to his victim. Yes, Batman never really cared because he's totally fine breaking all the bones in people's bodies, but he is definitely more brutal in Batman vs Superman than any other version that we have seen. Which honestly just makes him more badass in my opinion. The fight scenes are fantastic in this movie just because Batman does not hold back, and I personally love that. I love that he just goes out there and he beats everyone up and he doesn't show any mercy. I just love that. Okay, I think it's about time I talk about the elephant in the room and what many people hate about this version of Batman, and that is the fact that this version of Batman actually kills people. Now, we all know a huge part of Batman is that he doesn't kill people. That is honestly, in my opinion, what many of us love about him. The fact that no matter what happens, Bruce will not go and kill people. He will not get on the criminal's level. Like, and like no matter what, he always will not kill them. And seeing him stick by this, no matter what, is something we all love about him. However, unlike everyone else, I do not think Batman killing in this movie ruins his character or makes this version of him bad. I actually think that this version of Batman actually reinforces his moral code of not killing people more than anything else. Now, I know that is a big statement to say, however, I honestly do believe this because this is a version of Batman that, unlike the other versions, after 20 years of fighting crime, it did actually get to him and break him. After all the years of fighting crime and fighting the criminals of Gotham and losing family members, losing like Robins and like Batgirl and just everyone who's on his team, and like the criminals, like Batman putting them in jail and then the criminals escaping from jail and causing more issues, causing more problems, it finally breaks Bruce Wayne. I know many people will point out that Batman didn't even resort to killing when Jason Todd was killed. However, this is a version that has been Batman for decades, and it finally got to him, finally broke him. When I mentioned that Batfleck actually strengthens Batman's moral code of not killing more than anything, I truly do believe this, because this version shows just how deadly a Batman who no longer cares is, like truly is. Something we all love about superheroes is that they always use their powers for good, no matter what. However, I also think that not only is it good to see superheroes at their best, but it's as important, if not really important, to also see them at their worst. I do believe that Ben Affleck's version of Batman is Bruce Wayne at his worst, and we see what this version of Batman is capable of when he throws away his code. This version shows why it's important that Batman doesn't kill, why he doesn't go down and goes down to the same levels that the criminals go down. This is actually something the show Arrow, a show I have talked about a few times on this channel, in my opinion, does very well. Throughout the show, it shows Oliver struggle with not killing the villains, and when he doesn't kill them, they cause more harm, cause more trouble. They even kill a big, important character, like in season 4, because Oliver did not kill the main villain. However, when he does kill the criminals and the villains, normal people see the Green Arrow, see him as a criminal. They don't see him as a hero, they see him as a criminal, as a monster. And this is something that the show like brings up multiple times, and they see Green Arrow as just as the same as the people Oliver is trying to stop. Batman killing a Batman vs Superman doesn't ruin his character, because it is showing Batman and Bruce Wayne at his worst. He is showing why it's so important that he has this moral code, that he will not kill people. I honestly wish that we got a solo Batman film after Batman vs Superman came out, before Justice League, where we could see Ben Affleck's version of Bruce Wayne, looking at who he actually became, who he is now, and how he has become the very thing he has sworn to stop. I will always love this version of Batman because it shows why his code is so important for Bruce to have. It also shows just how dangerous a Batman that throws everything out the window truly can be. Superheroes are great because they are ultimately on the side of good. They help people, but when that superhero abandons their rules, they truly can be a very dangerous and scary thing. And in my opinion, this version of Batman really shows why it's important that, especially someone like Batman, has a moral code not to kill, because we see what happens when he does break it, and it's truly terrifying.